Tonight. Minnesota tonight. Minnesota tonight. Yeah.
I'm Lizzie Gardner.
I'm Cody Nelson.
And this is the state of Minnesota.
The first of its kind since the 1970s, a boutique Marriott hotel will be opening in uptown Minneapolis in mid-2017. Described as being very neighborhoody and in an area in need of development, the hotel will be right in line with that old uptown feel of brand new unoccupied buildings.
95 dogs were rescued from unsanitary living conditions stemming from a Maplewood couple's unauthorized dog breeding operation. When reached for comment, the couple said, "We were 6 away!"
Valentine-themed coffee cups sold at Target and labeled microwave safe are being recalled after the Consumer Product Safety Commission received reports of the cups sparking in microwaves because of the gold metallic "Love Today" printed on the outside. A seemingly golden container of love deemed safe exploding under pressure. Pretty good metaphor for a relationship, isn't it, Melissa? A settlement between Minnesota Public Radio and the Metropolitan Council gives NPR $3.5 million to deal with vibration and noise interference caused by the Green Line at the downtown St. Paul studios. A spokesperson for KDWB released a statement saying, quote, "The noise from the Green Line doesn't seem to bother us at all. Laser sounds, foghorn, 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 old-timey car horn, sex moan, bazinga," unquote.
On Thursday, reports of Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport claimed that passengers were fuming over long lines at security checkpoints. In order to address concerns, the airport director wrote a letter to the TSA, which witnesses say he promptly crumpled, rewrote, recrumpled, and passively-aggressively threw into the trash. The DEA has given Minnesota a permit to begin growing hemp on an industrial level within state lines. When reached for comment, your friend who loves the band Phish finally had something else to talk about.
State health officials say the rate of people in Minnesota without health insurance has fallen to a record low 4.3% in 2015, down from 8.2% 2 years prior. At press time, those 4.3% were still on the phone with Minsher.
Such a long phone call. The Mall of America has asked a Hennepin County judge to lift the restraining order this week against the 12 leaders of last December's Black Lives Matter protest. Meanwhile, the ban against black teenagers still stands. It's the worst. Citing limited sales growth and a stiff decrease in 2015 fourth quarter sales, Kohl's has announced that they will be closing 18 of their Minnesota stores, leaving suburban teens, specifically named Brandon, scrambling to find a new place to buy his graphic tees.
The Minnesota Timberwolves mascot, Crunch the Wolf, celebrated his 27th birthday last Saturday. Party attendees included the Utah's Jazz Bear, Orlando's Stuff the Magic Dragon, and Crunch's parents, a lazy Timberwolves marketing exec and a bottle of Lagavulin 18s. Former Governor Jesse Ventura told CNN he might run for president as a libertarian in 2016. In related news, for the 230th year in a row, Patrick Henry chooses death.
MSU Moorhead awarded a high school senior a $2,500 scholarship based on the quality of her tweets. Guys, you could have just said you're not doing well. You do not have to blow $3,000 to prove it.
She retweeted me once, actually.
Yeah, well, that's not like a big thing.
But I'm going to Moorhead.
Cool! The St. Paul City Council approved $18 million to fund the new Major League Soccer stadium in St. Paul. When critics brought up that this will be the 5th publicly funded stadium in the last 15 years, the city responded to this saying, "But I really, really, really want this one. I won't ask for anything on my birthday, I promise!"
Sun Country Airlines has applied with the U.S. government to operate 2 weekly nonstop flights from Minneapolis-St. Paul to Havana, Cuba. Twin Cities college students are finally excited to get authentic Che Guevara t-shirts.
College students.
A judge in Minneapolis has ordered 4 terrorism defendants in Minnesota to undergo a de-radicalization program conducted by a German anti-terrorism specialist. The judge said, "Well, when I think of de-radicalization and turning people away from fundamental beliefs, I think of the Germans."
A local nonprofit is attempting to limit the amount of traffic fatalities in Minneapolis by placing stickers reading "Towards Zero Deaths" on the bumpers of thousands of state-owned vehicles. Police cars were not included in this count, however, because the stickers are trying to lower traffic fatalities, not traffic stop fatalities.
Big clarification.
As part of punishment for her texting and driving, causing a major car accident, a Minneapolis teen has been ordered to give speeches on the pitfalls of distracted driving to local high schools. Cool news, though if the speech goes viral, then there will be a meet and greet afterwards. So, yeah.
In attempts to curb its growing suicide rates, St. Paul is altering the infrastructure of the iconic Smith Street High Bridge. Efforts include removing the bridge from St. Paul.
Speaking of St. Paul, a person crashed their car into a St. Paul home last Sunday, causing a house fire. Police said they were alerted to the incident thanks to numerous neighbors calling in and saying they were really having trouble hearing Downton Abbey.
Thanks to revealing security footage, a man who robbed an Edina CVS has been branded the Butt Crack Bandit. When reached for comment, a local plumber said, "Yeah, it's not so funny when it happens to you, huh?" After a semi hit a gas station in Mankato, Minnesota, local law enforcement were surprised to find a dog sticking its head out of the driver's side window. In related news, Air Bud 9 just went way over budget.
This April, St. Kate's University will be putting on its annual Women of Substance Festival, which features women who make an impact on the world through various creative and scientific ways. Special guests include adventurous woman Anne Bancroft and Liz Arneson, as well as local female rapper 70 Cent on the Dollar. 70 cents on the dollar, guys.
An argument over new Air Jordans led to two men in line outside a shoe store getting shot. That headline again in American, there are 2 pairs of Jordans left at the Brooklyn Center Foot Locker.
Hurry. During a recent campaign stop, Hillary Clinton asked a local Black Lives Matter activist, why doesn't she run for something? The activist was helped on the scene by the Clinton aide, later to be identified as Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton, later identified as a Clinton aide.
Yeah. And finally, in local basketball news, Waseca, Minnesota's Nick DeFault made an 80-foot buzzer-beating shot to knock a state quarterfinal game into quadruple overtime, a game that Waseca later went on to win. In a post-game speech, DeFault said his plans included getting his girlfriend pregnant, opening a sports bar, and just sticking around, man.
Well, once again, I'm Lizzie Gardner.
I'm Jonah Hill in a serious role, and
Yes, he is.
that was the state of Minnesota. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much.
Minnesota tonight.